Anyway, time for you to read.
Okay. He told me tried calling him repeatedly, but Tanaka didn't pick up. What could have happened? She muttered under her breath. Do you think maybe the kidnappers found out that Mr. Tanaka and I had been in contact? Hachi shrugged. It looked like they were just going to need to find some way out of here on their own, and then maybe look for the minivan themselves. Hachi strolled over the door and grabbed a hold of the knob. He tried giving it a good, sturdy pull. Ugh, no good. The thing won't even budge. That door opens outward. Wait, really?
They're stupid.
Hachi tried giving it a push. It still didn't open. He kicked it. Oh, the door wasn't nearly as sturdy as Hachi had expected. I think I can make this work. He backed up to get a running start, then kicked the door with all his might. Ayya! Bro broke his leg and died. The door went flying off its hinges. Oh man, that was way too easy. Hachi stepped cautiously out the storeroom. He quickly scanned the surrounding area. There was nobody in sight. Looks like we're in the clear, he called. He told me he didn't come out, nor did she reply. He told me? Got her phone in hand, apparently still trying to get in touch with Tanaka. With a tiny sigh, I actually leaned against the wall and waited for her to finish. Well, doesn't look like I'm gonna have any luck, she said. You know we can leave now, right? We're still holding out hope for you, Mr. Tanaka. It's not that, I'm just a little worried. Oh yeah? Okie dokie then, I'll just wait around here. Okay, I'll be right with you. Uh-huh. Archie shuffled his way back outside. Oh crap. By the time Archie could finish processing the thought, he was already laid out on the ground. His jaw hit the asphalt hard. He bit the tip of his tongue clean off. The taste of blood filled his mouth. A moment later, he took a sharp blow to the head. He was done for. All the energy drained from his body. His mind, the world. His vision grew hazy. He began to drift from consciousness. Back when he'd run with Suzumo and the others, he'd never left himself exposed to a surprise attack. There were plenty of times when he'd taken a punch that sent him reeling, only to spin away and come back swinging. This time, he hadn't even seen it coming. It was his last mistake. Guess I've let myself go soft. Hachi grimaced inwardly, muttering in a voice no one but he could hear. He told me, I'm so sorry. Silly. Could it be? He finally matters. I don't deserve to be forgiven for what I've done. We may have both done the same thing, but my motives, those were different, and so I don't regret what I did. And yet, if someone were to ask if there was some small part of me that wanted to see the results of my research, I could not deny it. Osawa grabbed his shoes from the edgeway and then headed for the back door. He didn't want the detectives in his living room to know that he was going to meet with Makino. That pest Kajiwara was nowhere in sight. Now was his chance to slip away. Gotcha, bitch. Speak of the devil! Kajiwara had stuck up behind him. Are you going out? The detective asked. Ah, no. I was just. Osawa felt something inside his shoe. Glancing down, he saw a rubber duck stuffed inside it. Is is that is this you doing? I laid a booby trap, or rather, a ducky trap. Boobies. Kajiwara beamed with self-satisfaction. You know, you act like a grade schooler, Osawa said. Indeed, sir. I'm a grown man with a youthful heart. Leave it to Kajiwara to yet again miss the point entirely. Desire, Osawa tossed the duck at him. Kajiwara caught it nimbly in one hand, then stuffed it right into his pocket. I won't tell you what you aren't allowed to leave, sir. All I ask is that you tell me where you've been and where you plan on going. My work is highly confidential. I'm not at liberty to discuss just anything about. Please try to work with me on this, sir, Kajiwara interrupted. He leaned uncomfortably close. Do you recall what I said before? About how I'd appreciate you didn't keep secrets from me? Osawa hesitated, inwardly debating how much he should share.
He's too stupid. So even if I told him the truth, it wouldn't matter. He'd be like, ah, okay, on your way then. So I'll do that.
He decided to tell the truth. Alright, I'll tell you. Just leave me in peace. One of my colleagues is waiting for me outside. Who is it? I'm sorry, that's all I can say. Could you tell me a bit about what you'll be discussing? Kajiwara leaned in even closer. His eyes twinkled with suspicion. I can't share corporate secrets, detective. Like how you don't tell me anything about the state of your investigation. It goes both ways. It might have been childish reasoning, but it worked on Kajiwara. All right, the detective said. In that case, I have just one condition. Please take this with you. He produced something that looked like a small transceiver from inside his coat. What's this? It's a bug tracker, sir. It'll beep in response to a nearby listening device. I'm just going to meet someone from work.
It turns out saying the truth is the correct option because otherwise he will not get the bug tracker, which means Sawa will not find out that his colleague has a bug.
I don't need this. He pushed Kajiwara's hand aside, and the bug tracker fell to the floor. Mr. Osawa, you mustn't underestimate the lengths to which these kidnappers might go. For once, the detective's face was all seriousness. All right, fine. Osawa snatched up the device and headed out the door. Makino's car was parked out front. A driver stood alongside it. Osawa exchanged a wordless greeting with him, then got into the back. He found Makino reclining in one of the luxurious leather seats. Now then, Makino said, what did you want to ask me about? Lighting a cigar, he glanced sidelong at Osawa. I was hoping you could explain the situation to me, sir. Which situation would that be? So we're still going to beat around the bush even now. Osawa suppressed an urge to shout at him. Are you the one who let the antiviral out of the lab, sir? Yes, that was me. Makino didn't bat an eyelid. So why had he been so coy a few moments earlier? But how? The fingerprint authentication system is almost unbreakable. Getting access to the storage area would... He trailed off as a thought suddenly occurred to him. It was not strictly true that fingerprint authentication was the only means of entry. Osawa and Tanaka had both set up passwords as a failsafe in case an injured fingertip somehow prevented them from operating the scanner properly. But those passwords were 10-character alphanumerical strings. No one could just haphazardly fumble their way in. I mean, 10 characters isn't actually that long anymore.
Anymore.
Like, yeah. Could Makino have sent a request to the electronic locks manufacturer and asked them to unlock it then? No, that required the approval of 6 board members. And Osawa was one of those 6 people. There really seemed to be no way of getting in without leaving any trace. You're absolutely right, of course, Makino said with a grin, as if reading his thought. I couldn't gain access to the lab without you and Tanaka. But I didn't have to. He exhaled a large plume of smoke. You remember when we released the samples for animal testing? No, it couldn't be. So I broke out in a sweat. Ah, but it could, Makino said. I had them divert some of the samples intended for animal testing. Naturally, that didn't leave any record of anything being taken from the lab. Osawa bit his lip hard. He couldn't help but feel betrayed by his company. But why? Makino let out a nasal, one-note chuckle. You don't seem to grasp just how valuable this thing really is. What do you mean by that, sir? Makino lowered his voice. There's a major world power out there that has already weaponized the UA virus. For a moment, Osawa thought this was just a sick joke, but the look on Makino's face told him otherwise. I've been informed that it was recently used on a military installation in the Middle East. Within 12 hours of dispersal, there were at least 800 casualties. If you include civilians, the number jumps to over 2,000. Any evidence of the disease agent and the bomb that delivered it has, of course, been covered up. Osawa listened in amazement. His outrage that any government would commit such an atrocity, not quite suppressing his excitement at discovering that the virus could be propagated by explosive means. He felt a flush of guilt at his own fascination. The antiviral you created, Osawa, has the potential to render this weapon useless. Right now, Okoshi Pharmaceutical possesses the sole means to combat UA. Makino's lips curled into a boastful grin. Any number of countries would love to get their hands on it. The major power in question has offered an unprecedented sum. And that's hardly a surprise. Playing a monopoly on the antiviral makes the weapon itself that much more valuable. For Osawa, this was a glimpse into another terrifying world, one he had barely imagined previously. And so you want to get the human testing over with as soon as possible, is that it? He spat. Akin shrugged. I explained full well to the locals what the risks of experimentation were, and they were paid in accordance with said risks. They willingly consented to infection with the UA virus. Sophistry, Osawa huffed. Nothing more. You used money to deceive a bunch of poor farmers. Come on, Osawa. Who's been disingenuous now? Makino eyed him with contempt and let out another puff of smoke. I know you, Osawa, and I know you're not really concerned for some bunch of hick farmers. All you care about is your research. The thing that's really nagging you right now is that someone went ahead and did the final clinicals without you. I'll spare me the ridiculous, or the ridicule. As a virologist, I have a moral duty to what? Fucking barked. Go to the media with this? Do you have any idea how much money the company has thrown at your lab to keep it up and running?
200 billion.
Wow. So gaped.
Also raped.
Gaped. He clenched the booty. I I do appreciate all the company has done for me, sir. He spoke so quietly that his voice was nearly inaudible. In any event, Makino said, now that you know about the human testing, I can't let you go to America. Oh, how do you know about that? He'd insisted that I keep his planned relocation a secret, but apparently she told her father regardless. If you insist on making the move anyway, I'll use any means necessary to stop you. Makin regarded Osawa with a bloodshot gaze. Any means necessary? Osawa swallowed the lump in his throat. Sir, you don't mean that my daughter's kidnapping was... Don't be ridiculous. Makino said before Osawa could finish. Of course it wasn't me. Nevertheless, I'll do what I must to keep you in line. Remember that. Understood, sir. I'll turn down the US job offer. Osawa heard his own voice like the thin drone of a tiny insect. He felt utterly powerless. I can simply take your word on that, Makino said. Do it now. I want to hear you do it myself. He jetted his jaw towards the phone in the backseat console.
Like it fucking matters at this point.
Lama.
When is this exactly? Yeah, this does not fucking matter, bro.
Say no to US?
Yes. Let's go gambling.
Let's go gambling. Could you switch just a little bit, sir? Osawa asked. Maybe you could still find a way out. You already know what my decision is, Makino said. His tone carried an edge of intimidation. Osawa didn't reply, he simply stared at the telephone. He felt like an insect who had all his legs plucked out. Ooh. You need to think about your wife, too. Makino's words were barely above a murmur. Realizing that his boss was speaking as Ai's father, Osawa couldn't bring himself to resist further. He reached out for the phone. It would be around 10 p.m. local time for the American firm. He decided to call his contact's personal phone. The headhunter was shocked to hear that Osawa wanted to decline the position. When he pressed for the reasons behind the decision, Osawa hung up. Visibly relieved, Makino lit the fresh cigar. Sir, there's one thing I don't understand. And what's that? Osawa's head was feeling fuzzy. The smoke inside the vehicle had gotten extremely thick. If someone was his top secret information, why wouldn't they threaten the company as a whole? Why send those emails to me personally? I'm not sure. There's an internal investigation already underway. I'll find the source of the leak soon enough. At this point, though, Osawa wasn't sure knowing who originally leaked the info mattered much at all to him. If you'll beg my pardon then, sir, Osawa said. He put his hand on the door handle, and a sudden, high-pitched chirp sounded from his pocket. The bug tracker Kajiwara had given him had picked up a signal. Is that your cell, Makino asked? Oh yeah, that's mine. Hurriedly hopped out of the car and reached into his pocket. Is everything alright, sir? The driver was still waiting outside the car. He leaned towards Osawa, looking concerned. Was it you? Osawa stepped close to the driver. Hmm? You just send me those emails? What are you talking about, sir? Not by dump me, Osawa said. You're the only person who could have planted a listening device on a company car. Listening device? The driver raised an eyebrow in confusion. What are you after? Sir, what are you talking about? Who told you to do this? Tell me. The driver fled back into the car. Saul clutched the bug tracker as hard as he watched the vehicle pull away. I read that badly. He went back to his house, still gripped by confusion to find I waiting in the entryway. He must have gotten home while he was out. You were with my father, weren't you? He sneered at Osawa as he slipped off his shoes. Yes, I was, he replied. And it's over. It's over. She knows damn well what. He struggled to contain his irritation. America, I'm not going, he huffed. Oh, really? Well, that is good news. She sounded sincerely pleased.
I hate my wife, Tanaka.
I hate my wife, Tanaka. Let's have gay sex.
So true.
Maybe a little more pleased than Osawa cared for. I need to go finish up some work things, he mumbled. He hurried to his study up on the second floor. He threw himself down in front of his computer. There hadn't been any progress on the investigation as usual. Just how long was this all going to go on for? Were all kidnapping cases this drawn out? Osawa was growing more and more uneasy. He could barely contain himself at this point. Wasn't there something, anything that he could do? He glanced over at his monitor. That's an idea. He looked up kidnapping investigations on the internet. That might give him some insight into the current situation. Kidnapping, police investigations, hostages. He typed the 3 keywords into the search field. The engine pulled up over 100,000 hits. He scanned the beginning of the list for anything that might be useful. One of the site links caught his eye. How the police do it. It looked like a page containing information on various types of police cases. He clicked on the link for kidnapping cases and began to read. Even if the hostages wound up safe in the end, the site informed him the police lost face if the culprit got away. And if the hostages were killed and the kidnapper evaded capture, the media would have a field day. This made apprehending the suspect an absolute necessity. Even if a person's life was on the line, when it came to a kidnapping case, the police prioritized making the arrest. Taking his hand off the mouse, Osawa sat back in thought. He wasn't going to be able to relax until he heard Maria's voice again. But if the police prioritized arresting the suspect, why were they just letting things stay in limbo now? Didn't they have the crooks under surveillance? He couldn't wrap his hand around that. The internet hadn't been able to give him the info he'd hoped for after all. Able to do anything for Maria, but wait, he turned his thoughts to how his opportunity to transfer to the US had passed him by. The research facilities in America would have been top tier. Some part of him still couldn't quite accept what had happened. He stole a quick look back at the door, then surfed to the Ayakamiki fan community for people 40 and over. Whenever something was weighing on his mind, posting on to these forums seemed to turn his mood back around. He knew that now wasn't really the time to be doing this, but he needed to do something to calm and quiet his mind. He started a new forum topic. In the title field, he wrote Ayakamiki expanding into the US. Hello, B. My wife. I fucking hate my wife. What do I do?
how kill a wife Google search.
Kalobi. Is it a gay if I hate my wife?
That's crazy.
With Ayakamiki still at the height of her popularity, does anyone else think it would be exciting if she ventured into the American market? I know I would. She's not the sort of artist who deserves to be confined to Japan. She should be recording at an American studio, staffed by the industry's best. I'd love to see her career really take over. There.
Thank
You
you.
want them.
Osawa really the best written part of this game.
He wound up getting into a little back and forth with himself. Hopefully, he'd get a response from someone else soon. Nope, it's the tracker, bro. The sensual noise startled him so much that he nearly cried out. His heart fluttered like that of a young child who'd been caught in some prank. Realizing that the sound was coming from the bug tracker, he pulled it from his pocket and took a few breaths to steady himself. Evidently, someone had bugged his study as well. Tracker in hand, he walked towards the center of the room. What direction was the signal coming from? He tried heading over towards the window. Here, maybe? Next, he headed over his desk. Here, too? What the hell's going on? The bug tracker was picking up signals from all over the room. Had there been that many listening devices planted in here? Mr. Osawa? It's Kajiwara. Ah, perfect timing. So I heard to let the detective into the study. The bug tracker's picking up signals! Oh? Yes, from all over the room. What should they do? Mr. Osawa, please calm down. As if that's even possible right now. It feels like there must be 10, no, maybe 100 listening devices in here. Kajira didn't miss a beat. Let me be honest with you. That bug tracker is broken. Huh? So I was dumbfounded. Broken? But it's the one I got from you, right? Well, yes. But mine isn't detecting anything. Kajira produced an identical bug tracker from his pocket. And as he'd said, it wasn't getting any signal. As I recall, Mr. Osawa, that one was dropped on the floor when I was trying to hand it to you. Ah, yes, that's right. That must have been when it broke, sir. The strength ebbed from Osawa's body. He didn't even have the mental energy to be angry anymore. He gave the tracker a whack with the palm of his hand and the beeping stopped. Right, he said. What can I do for you? Kajira clapped his hands together as he just remembered something. Alright, we have a big problem. The toilet again, Osawa sighed. No, it's not that. It's something worse. Kajira's face turned grim. Something worse?
Let's hear about.
Had something happened to Maria? You need to hear the detective out. Was it? Oh, so I asked. Go on, tell me. He did his best to remain composed. Well, you see, we ordered lunches for everyone, and it looked like there were two still left over, so I wound up eating them. There was an awkward pause. So I didn't have the froggiest idea of how to respond.
The froggiest?
The frog.
You said the froggiest, it's over.
Kajira in the frog suit right now.
Jamie, pull up frog suit images.
Now the Mario frog suit, you know what I'm talking about.
That's crazy.
This might be the peak of my dyslexia. My deepest. Let me compose myself a little. My deepest apologies, sir. I ate the lunches intended for you and your wife. Kajima bowed profusely. And I really do need to apologize. There were tonkatsu bento boxes, and they were delicious. The meat was so tender, and the batter so crisp. With each and every bite, the rich flavor just filled my mouth more and more. Osawa felt a blood vessel burst in his skull. Listen, you get your goddamn act together. He didn't get to finish that thought. A pathetic little gurgle sounded from his stomach. Ah, see, Fujiwara said. You are hungry. He fussed sheepishly with his hair. At the talk of food, Osawa realized abruptly that he hadn't eaten anything since the night before. Shall I make you something for you? The detective asked. This is all my fault, after all. You can cook? Osawa wasn't sure how thrilled he was with the idea of Kajiwara helping him. You mustn't judge people based on outward appearances, Mr. Osawa. Alright, fine. Go ahead then. His newfound hunger was making it hard for him to think. It would certainly behoove him to eat something. He led Kajiwara to the kitchen.
Let Kajiwara cook.
What's with that getup? Wearing an apron in the kitchen is a must, sir.
That's crazy.
Why does the mascot look like a penis?
I don't know. Because Kajiwara is a cook. No wait, he's a detective. And Dick is short for detective.
Bro's a dick. Alas, it isn't white. Oh fuck. It isn't
Alas,
white.
it isn't white.
Not a white penis. Alas, it isn't well a naked. Naked. Oh, are you not familiar with the concept of the naked apron?
A form of cosplay.
I could demonstrate if you like. No, that's quite alright. Where'd you get that apron anyway? It's mine, sir. Ever had it with you this whole time? Yes, I'm in here. With a smile, Kajiwara pointed to his pocket. Of course, Osawa eased himself into the chair. His hunger was making him feel weak, and Kajiwara was making him feel like he was losing his mind. Oh, this is bad, the detective said. I need to whip something up for you fast. Something's definitely wrong if you don't even have a comeback. Kajiwara felt his anxiety mounting.
I suppose you said like OG War or something. Fake ass
Oh
name.
no, I said Osawa felt his anxiety mounting. Just what sort of food was this insufferable oaf going to make anyway? Probably nothing worth eating, was his bet.
Okay. Here's my thought process. If Tanaka picks up, that's the reason why he told me can't talk with Tanaka. So
So you choose one, the other two.
no, I'll choose B, and if Tanaka picks up, then I'll choose A or C.
Also, you're just gonna pick it and then go to Achi to see if it like changes anything.
Well, let's see first.
Maybe it was better to ask Tanaka to make him lunch instead. Sawa gave him a hurried phone call, and his assistant director was quick to agree. I'm having Mr. Tanaka help me here.
Okay, so he that's the problem. Okay, I got it. Understood. I'll pick A, so Tanaka can talk. Tommy can talk to Tanaka.
For now, he'll just have to pray. Okay. Kajiwara peered into the refrigerator. Goodness, you're remarkably understocked, he said. Let's see. Could you please put these in the
dinger. Dude, don't you read? How to read ABCs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and up.
I need to go back to first grade. The detective handed Osawa some frozen lumps of rice. The dinger? What the heck is a dinger? The microwave oven, sir. Osawa stepped in front of the microwave. Unfortunately, he had no idea how to work the controls. You should thaw that rice out as soon as possible, Kajira told him. I'm actually not sure how to operate this thing. What? The detective gasped. You don't know how to use a microwave? Osawa could only nod in silent shame. It should be just as simple as turning the dial. Wait, which one? That one, sir. The one on the right. Osawa turned the dial, then crossed his arms with a satisfied grin. Mr. Osawa, you need to put the rice in there first before you do that. Well, then why didn't you say that? Osawa snapped.
He's so stupid.
I never worked in a kitchen in my life. Don't ask me to do things that are this difficult. Very well. I'll handle this from here. Why don't you get out the bowls and the chopsticks then, sir? I have no idea where the hell those are kept. Gerard let out a heavy sigh. All right then, please just sit and wait, sir, he said. And here, take this. Gerard pulled out a sheet of bubble wrap from his pocket. Use your fingers to pop the bubbles. That should help you calm down. Too drained to argue, Osawa did as prompted, starting to pop his way along the sheet. Rather than calm down, though, it was making him incredibly cross. This felt more like a sort of ridiculous punishment. They say you can learn a lot about the household by looking in the fridge, you know. Kajira was cooking something in a frying pan. And? Osawa asked, just what have you learned about mine? I'd rather not say, sir. You might take offense. Osawa snapped another bubble between his fingers. Ah, the rice is finished thawing. Kajira topped the steaming bowl of rice with the fried egg he'd whipped up in his pan. Then, as if it were an afterthought, he added some pickled vegetables. Here you are, sir. Your fried egg on rice is complete.
That's crazy.
Edward grinned from ear to ear. Go ahead and eat it while it's still warm. Masaru received the bowl with a dubious look. You aren't very good at cooking, are you? He said. All you had in your refrigerator were eggs and pickled vegetables, sir. I assure you it's quite delicious. I recommend breaking the yolk and mixing it all together. Reluctantly, Osawa brought the bite to his mouth. That's good! The words came out almost unbidden. Isn't it just? Egg yolk and pickled vegetables pair quite well. Look at this gay-ass detective.
He's sitting so fucking fruity there.
Osawa couldn't help but stuff his face, slipping into a rapturous daze as he did. The more he ate, the more it stirred his appetite. I had no idea fried eggs could be this delicious. And I probably have a long ordeal still ahead of you, sir. But please, keep your chin up and hang in there. Kajira gave Osawa an enviable smile. Ah, that's right, he continued. And for dessert, we have bananas. No, thank you. Kajira grimaced as Osawa held up a hand in refusal. Right then, when you're finished eating, would you please wash the bowl? Me? Wash dishes? Osawa exclaimed in surprise, sounding like a petulant child. If someone else cooks for you, you should do the cleaning up. It's only polite. Fine, okay. While Osawa was doing the dishes, the bug detector went off again. Director, if you have a moment. Tanaka poked his head into the kitchen. I've got something urgent to discuss with you.
Tanaka has a bug.
Wow. By the way, I'm pretty sure like if you pick the option to not listen to him, I'm pretty sure you don't even get this scene of him cooking at all. So like,
It just skips all of this, you say.
I mean, I'm not sure if it skips all of it or it just like leads to like a bad ending, but
Let's see. Well, Achi's out of his bad ending, so let's go to Achi. So my fault, Achi said. It was my idea to get out of here in the first place. Okay. Yeah, yeah, just call Tanaka, you fucking dog. Oh, Hitomi chirped. That's me. Look at the LCD display. It's an email from Mr. Tanaka. Ah, okay. Tommy began typing out the response to practice these. More about illusions arose in Achi's mind. Oh my god. See, Katsuki told me, notice her glazing capillary. Glazing capillary. Yes, she's glazing capillary at her phone screen. His delusions we hadn't even
we're
know
one
about.
and the same.
She's glazing her phone screen, bro. While he was still fretting furiously, he told me to finish timing her response. So, what did you wind up saying? And she asked, I explained the situation. Took trapped in the storeroom, got some guys chasing after you and you're looking for some brand. Yes, I also had something to keep a secret from my family and the police. Whoever this neck guy was, he told me sure seemed to have put a lot of trust in them. Short while later, he took me his phone, trying to reply. She checked the screen in a fresh flash all eagerness. Achi. Just ask, man. She couldn't help but ask. So, what's the neck guy got to say? Jurassic sipped in his voice. He says I'm finding the minivan for us. Huh? He just goes and this out, I can go look for it myself. He wants to guide out here a little longer. What the hell? Seriously? He says that if someone's after me, it's safer to stay where we are. Yeah, I might have been running. Achi thought to himself. This Naka was clearly pretty concerned for her, and there was really only one reason that middle-aged man would think like that. Alright, fine, we'll wait. Archie turned his own phone off and slumped back in a huff. After 21 minutes in the storeroom, the two were sitting in silence. Archie had one other things to talk about. Do you think you'll ever be friends again? You and the one guy, Sumo, I think it was. Tom's question caught Archie off guard. He stammered, unsure how to respond. Hitomi shook her head. I'm so sorry. Barely know that was intensive of me. Insensitive of me. No, it's alright. I mean, sometimes I wish things could go back to the way they used to be, Dutch said. He let a tiny sigh. That carrier guy said was true. I was the guy who found SOS. You know what I mean by that? Then I gave a slight nod. I mean, I never wanted to be in charge of a gang or anything, but I knew that if I left, SOS would just fall apart. And I didn't want anyone else to get a call about who would take my place, you know? So I thought long and hard about it, looking for a way for folks to stay friends even after I was gone. The loud voice echoed throughout the pool hall that served as SOS HQ. What do you mean you're leaving? Someone was positively red in the face. You're a founder, Archie. You can't just stop and quit. Sumo had been almost like a younger brother to Archie. If anyone was going to try and stop him matching him for, it would be Sumo. Look, I'm not gang leader material. All I've been trying to do is make sure we're all able to have fun. Tell the truth, Samson. Think about all the stuff you taught us. Don't you remember? Every man gets to make one request in his life that can not be denied. Those are your words, Archie. Did I say that? It's the safest thing you've ever said. Then to Archie's consternation, Suzumu got down on his knees. I'm begging you, please don't leave. Without you, SOS is nothing. Archie could feel his conviction waver. I'm begging you here, from one man to another. This is my one request. Suzumu, I'm sorry. Archie barely got the words. I'm leaving you in charge. You can't, Suzumu. Please don't say that. Archie turned his back to him in silence. Please, Archie, why won't you listen? I can't possibly beg any higher than this. Enough of all the request nonsense. Archie grimaced. What? Look at you down on your hands and knees like that. Pathetic. Archie was Irish as he could fighting to mask his true feelings. I'm
The blue text whipped out the etymology, bro.
All of you. If it were at his mouth, Archie could feel his own heart breaking, but if he could make others hate him, at least it would give SOS a reason to stay together. Don't hear of it, don't try and pull out crap. Some songs changed from sadness to anger. Fine then, hero, I'm never asking for anything again. I'll do what you want. I'll take the reins of SOS. Archie walked away, waving regularly without looking back. Good luck. I mean it. Once he stepped out of the pool hall, he wiped his sleeve across his face, came away wet with tears.
Bro, savage.
Sometimes I think that maybe I could apologize to those guys and we could go back to the good old days again. But that's never gonna happen, not unless Suzune gets better. He said this nothing in this particular. At least he told out how he felt about his former pals. Is nothing that can help you, sister? He told me asked. She needs a heart transplant. The problem with heart transplants is that timing's tricky. Even if there's a donor available, the transplant has to be performed within 4 hours or things get dicey. Oh wow, I didn't realize. Something for heart its match for Suzune would need to die somewhere near her, somewhere they could perform the surgery within that 4-hour window. The odds of that happening are so small it would almost be a miracle, which is what my sister's been waiting for. Archie fumbled that side of his chest. If my heart would do the trick, I'd gladly let her have it. Damn it, and I've got strong heart too. He helped himself with the chest again and again. He didn't mention it to Tom, but Suzune's little type made finding her heart transplant even more difficult. She had Bombay blood. What the fuck does that mean? The type of blood that does not correspond to the more common types of AB, O, or AB. In some instances, a kind of blood type being the result of O in such individuals. It was discovered in the city of Bombay, not Mumbai, and it is West Coast of blood types. Okay, very cool. Bombay. It was one of the rarest blood types in the world. Apparently, there was only a few dozen people in the whole Japan who had it. If Suzune were to ever receive a heart transplant, it would need to be someone who would also have the Bombay blood. Archie. He told me something like she was on the verge of tears. Wow, she must really feel bad for Suzune. If we did manage to find a heart for you, sister, what would you do? What do you mean? Say, if you happened to cross someone who was the only match, I would do anything. Anything? Yeah, whatever it took. I'd risk my own life if it meant helping Suzune. I mean, at that point, I assume God had granted me a miracle or something, you know? Mr. Tanaka. Unfortunately for those two, it's not Mr. Tanaka. Right now, Tanaka is at Sawa isn't on his way to speak with Henry Sawa, who's washing dishes after lunch.
Silly.
Unfortunately, Archie's dead. It's over. Let's finish Osawa. He's bugged.
Director, if you have a moment. Tanaka poked his head into the kitchen. I got something urgent to discuss with you. Yes, of course. Sawa took the bug tracker from his pocket and handed it back to Kajiwara. I won't be needing this anymore. As soon as they had left the kitchen, Tanaka leaned in close and whispered to him. I got an email from Hitomi. He showed his cell phone to Osawa. It looks like my sister is being held captive in a blue minivan somewhere in Shibuya. But that man is still chasing me, so I can't really go looking for it. Blue minivan. Allow me to handle this, sir. I'll figure something out. Osawa knew he trusted Tanaka for a reason. Thank you, he said with a bow. Oh, you won't happen to know any place she might have gone, do you, sir? What? It's just that all she's told me is that she's been moving around. I'm sorry. I don't really have any idea, Osawa replied. He was ashamed to say it. There wasn't a single place he knew of where his daughter might be inclined to go. Ah, I see. Tanaka, picking up on his discomfort, was visibly embarrassed himself. He hastened to change the subject. By the way, how did your talk with Mr. Makino go? I confirmed that he was behind the human testing, but I don't know who sent me those emails. Tanaka paused for a moment in thought, looking like he might have a hunch. All right then, he said. We have to talk in more detail later. With that, the assistant director headed for the front door. Mr. Osawa? Fujiwara spoke from the kitchen door. Peeping in on me again, huh? Osawa grumbled. Thankfully, it didn't appear that the detective had overheard his conversation with Tanaka. And good grief, that thing is noisy. If that's broken, why don't you just throw it out? The sound from the bug tracker grew fainter and fainter. Something wasn't right, Osawa now realized. Mr. Osawa, Kajiwara said, this is my bug tracker. So, Osawa huffed. What I mean is, sir, this one isn't broken. What? The chill ran up Osawa's spine. He swallowed audibly. I've pinpointed the source of the signal, Kajiwara said. It's coming from Mr. Tanaka. No, Osawa thought. I must have misheard that. Hold on, say that again. I've looked into the source of the signal. It's come from Mr. Tanaka, the detective repeated. This time Osawa heard him crystal clear. I'm certain of it. Mr. Tanaka has a listening device on him. Osawa felt the blood draining from his face. If someone had been listening in on the conversation just now, then they'd heard about the email from Hitomi. If the kidnappers were the ones listening, that meant Maria's life was now in danger. Then I'll go after him, sir. Kajira broke into a sprint. Osawa followed him closely behind.
Finally, Osawa's story matters. Baby.
Maybe. Maybe he'll leave the house finally.